Do you feel like you are constantly looking for new, unique, and creative ideas for your older students who stutter? I've got you covered. So my name is Jessica and I am a speech language pathologist. And today I am going to share with you 7 activities that you can use with your older students who have stuttering or fluency disorders. Let's check them out. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some activities to you that I like to use with older students who stutter. I'm going to talk to you about them in the order that I would recommend using them. So we're going to start with education. The very first thing when a student starts coming to therapy for stuttering, or maybe they've even been in it for a while, but they don't really know why they're there, what stuttering is, we need to educate them on it. So that would be the first thing I would recommend doing. I truly believe that before a student is going to be able to really get true, before a student is able to really benefit from speech therapy, they need to understand what's going on with their body, why is this happening to them, and what can they expect from speech therapy. I don't want them to have any unrealistic expectations about fluency disorders. Educate my older students, again, this is older students, not like preschool. I use reading passages, and I really like to do this because it kind of ties in with what they're doing in the classroom. Learning how to read nonfiction texts, kind of go back into the passage, and then I give them a check for understanding quiz to see if they've understood and absorbed what I wanted them to learn from the passage. So I have created some different passages that I use with my students. The first one is just really simple. What is stuttering? And you can see that it's pretty simple. I use simple words. This is not like complex. What is stuttering? Like, it's just basically what you would tell a student, probably anywhere from maybe 3rd-ish to 4th grade up. And then what we do is, like I said, I have a little check for understanding quiz that we go over together after we read each passage. So the reading passages that I use are what is stuttering, explaining what stuttering is, what causes stuttering, and the types of stuttering disfluencies, so kind of introducing some of that vocabulary that they need to know. And that is activity number 1. Okay, activity numero 2, vocabulary. So a lot of times some of these words, for example, disfluency, prolongation, block, speech language pathologist, tension, these words are probably going to be unfamiliar to your students, especially if they're on the younger side of older, like the 3rd-ish, 4th-ish grade. Maybe they've not encountered these words before. So before we can really dive into therapy, our students need to understand what we're talking about. So we need to make sure we don't skip over teaching vocabulary. So activity number 2 is teaching. I just use a really basic sheet. It's kind of a cut and paste and glue where I define the words core behaviors, disfluency, stutter, secondary behaviors, tension, speech therapy, speech language pathologist. We talk about all of those and make sure that they have a good understanding of what each one is. Then activity numero 3. I use these vocabulary squares, and these are actually my favorite way to teach any kind of vocabulary, not just stuttering related. And so the student puts the word that we're targeting right here in the middle. This is just 2. And then what they do is they define the word, they draw a picture of it, they use it in a sentence, and then if there's any synonyms for the word, they write them right there. So, numero 3, vocabulary squares. Number 4, we're going to move on to talking about feelings about stuttering. Activity number 4 is going to be, I make a fictional little mini reading passage, or 2. I actually have one for a little boy and one for a little girl. And we talk about this student, individual in the passage has a stutter. They have some bad feelings about it or some negative feelings about it. And so we talk about it in a way that's distantly removed. That's activity number 4. And let's move on to number 5. Okay, moving on. Activity number 5. This is a little coloring page, and it is how does stuttering make you feel? So what the student is going to do is, again, we're not making them say the words out loud. We're not like talking about it overtly just yet, just kind of like dipping our toe in the water to get them used to the idea of feelings or something we're going to be talking about in here. Okay? And they're just going to go and color the words that describe how stuttering makes them feel. So I have words like ashamed, sad, angry, happy, excited, glad, and they're going to go through and just tell me how stuttering makes them feel. Okay. Activity number 6. Identifying stressful speaking situations. This is what it looks like. So what my students would do is, this has a list of situations that I would expect to be stressful for an individual who stutters. For example, making a phone call, ordering at a restaurant, ordering in the drive-through line, talking to your parents, answering the phone, talking to an automated voice answering system. And they're going to cut these out, and then they're going to replace them in order of least stressful to most stressful. And this just kind of gets them, again, thinking of things that might be stressful to me. This is really important for them to be aware of moments when their fluency might be worse because it's stressful for them. And then once they have identified stressful speaking situations, we're going to start talking about words that are hard to say. And this is going to be activity number 7. This is the last one we're talking about today. So what they're going to do is they're going to write down 10 words that they have noticed are hard for them to say. And then we're going to practice saying them together. And this is going to, and then each time we say it, we're going to color in a little circle. And this is going to help kind of hopefully desensitize them to stuttering and realize that it's okay to stutter, it's okay to say hard words, this is a safe place to do it. And that's the point of this exercise. So this is part of a resource that I have in my TPT store, Stuttering Activity Packet, a Stuttering Activity Packet. The link for you is in the description below. So hop on over, check it out, click the link, or you can just, I believe, search for Stuttering Activities on TPT and you'll find it by me, The Gift of Gab. And that has those 7 activities. It also actually has several more. So that resource is going to take you from the very beginning, those introductory reading passages, all the way through treatment, education about treatment, like some strategies and stuff like that, and to, at the very end, kind of like some independent progress monitoring. So it has like 70 something pages in the entire resource. I would love for you to check it out. I would love for it to help you. And please take a second to like this video if you found it helpful, to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when new ideas are posted. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.